Morning, Eco Gypsy. To be honest, the shepherd's hut build was mainly Woody. He's built them before, and that's very much his sort of, you know, he knew exactly what he was doing on that. So other than a few little pointers and bits that I kind of wanted put into it, I've left that one to him. If I'm absolutely honest, I'm looking forward to doing the railway carriage one. My sort of thing is much more adapting and using old materials and making things work and using what you've got to make it work, sort of thing. So we're going to get back on this today. Hopefully by the end of the day we can get a floor in here, and worst case scenario, tarp it up so we can start cladding it out from the inside. And I'll just show you the ideas I've got. So this area here, the biggest area, would have originally had opening doors on, and we're going to basically repeat that. So we've got to have double doors opening up this side. Now on the original carriage you would have had double doors on both sides, but we're going to put a window in on the facing side of that. This end's going to be similar to the shepherd's hut in the fact that we've overrun the floor, so we've got a slight sort of overhang there, so it's going to be the veranda area, and there's going to be a single opening stable door on this side, and then mirrored with a window at the far end. What a lot of light in this. A lot of people buy these things and use them for like art studios and hobby spaces and stuff like that. So again, if I was building specifically to a customer's requirement, you would sit down with them and work out where they have the beds and how they want this and how they want that. So we're going to do it so it can be fitted out for either. You can either have beds in here and have a little Airbnb, or just have it as an open space with freestanding furniture. But it's a beautiful structure, and even with just the undercoat on it, it looks a million times better than when we dragged it out of the hedge. So yeah, this is going to be a real cool one to get on with. So yeah, keep watching. So we've been incredibly lucky with the weather up until recently, but we've had some real heavy days of rain out here, and has sort of stopped us getting on really. So I'm just going to build a little cover over the top of this, as you can see, and it's just going to allow us a little space to work in. So I think we've got enough lorry side tarp to cover the whole thing, and at least we can get on and get some floors in then. So as you can see in the sky, it's absolutely black up there. Going to try and get the blue and white tarp over to see if we can get something watertight here. Seems to be a giggle.
Push it up in there. Yeah. Now are you ready? Hang on, just that needs to come to me a little bit. Sorry. Should be able to pull it now, maybe. Should roll more now. That's set momentum. Oh! Doing this for a living? Yeah, I know. Ah. Look at that. You know, I have to put some cross members up there, but... Oh, yeah, yeah. That's perfect, isn't it?
So we've decided to abandon the idea of building this and just leave it as it is. I think it's quite pleasant with the tarpaulin over there. Little party tent. That's going to make life a bit easier, so at least we're not weather dependent now. Cool. So as you can see, floors in. So what we've done is we've put the DPM underneath the ply and on top of the ply, and then there'll be a layer of insulation on top of this, and then the floor, whatever floor we decide to use. So it's had a coat of paint on the insides of these uprights. Tomorrow, big day, is when we're going to start getting the wood on there. So yeah, it's been quite a constructive day, and we've got a little party marquee, which is cool. And the wood arrives. So this is the wood for the train carriage build, just arrived from Mitchell's. So boards are going on. We have got to work with the metal, so there's a bit of wibbling and wobbling to do. That bucket there is almost full. They were all the bolts that we've cut off the railway carriage, and now we're putting them back again. So yeah, we had a rough count up yesterday. I think we're up to about 500 bolts. So it's going to be a busy old day. What we're going to do is put each one of these holes has to be drilled, and then new bolt straight in here. We're cheating a little bit because these are coach bolts, so they'll just go straight in and bite into the wood rather than having a nut on the other side. So I've got the boys, and they pull it in quite nice as well, didn't they? We had quite a late start today with the boards turning up, and then I had to go and get some bolts, and we had lots of messing around. But despite that, we've got quite a bit done. I mean, this end's fairly much in, and I think at that rate we're going to get this boarded up quite quickly. The roofs, there's a bit more in the roof, and we've obviously got to paint the steel, and there's a bit of I think the finishing touches on this is going to take the time. We've got to build a window in the back. But I'm very impressed with the bolts. I'm glad, there's a bit of a faff getting them, but I'm glad I did, because they look, you know, almost identical to the ones that come out, and once they're painted, they're going to look sort of fairly original, really. So yeah, impressed really with the speed that's going. I've completely worked myself into a standstill, so it's time for a bit of fire and a bottle of beer, and that's me done. So yeah, exhausted, but good one. Take care, thanks for watching the video, and catch us on the next one.